Hello, everyone, and Namaste and Hare Krishna. I am Namita Purohit. I am a leadership and life coach, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you today. Today is November 12th in Seattle, and I think it's November 13th in India, and different dates in different places. And we are doing our 4-day live event, which is to create lasting love in your life. For those of you who have registered, you have received your worksheet for today. For those of you who haven't registered, I have the link for you here. I'm sharing the link here with you in the chat, and you can register and you will get your worksheet, but you won't get it for today because that email is already gone, but you will get it over the next 3 days. Yes. So many of us, have wonderful lives. There's so much going on for us, but we're all looking to create that lasting love in our life, a place, a relationship where we feel loved, where we feel supported, where we feel that, yes, this is my person and this person is there for me and I can just be totally myself and be in a space of, there is no judgment for me. There is complete acceptance, there is complete support, complete shelter. And we also want to be that person for somebody else. Yes, because when we're nurturing somebody else, that's when we feel very energized too. That's what lights up our lives. And when we are able to support and serve another person, that's what lights up our life too. So we want that beautiful, loving exchange. And we want that in many relationships. We want that with our parents, we want that with our friends, we want that with our siblings, we want that with our cousins, we want that with um, everyone around us. But even if you have all of that, we still feel, a lot of us still feel the void for that one person in a couple, in a conjugal, that relationship, in a partner relationship, in a marriage relationship, where we really want to feel settled. And it's not, it's a very natural thing to happen because the masculine and the feminine, they complete each other. They're complementary to each other and they complete each other in the sense, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But it's not that they complete and they're two incomplete people completing each other. That's what they show in the movies. But it's because they have such complementary qualities. When they come together, there's one hole and another hole, and then there's still a hole, but they become a bigger hole. That's what I'm trying to say here. And it's a very natural thing because the masculine is looking to for that softness, for that coming. And I'm not saying just coming home as in like home, but like actually coming home to somebody where they can feel that softness because they have that masculine characteristics. And the feminine is looking for a place of support, a place of shelter. So the feminine gives the shelter of that softness of life, the softer things of life, the beauty of life to the masculine. And the masculine gives that shelter, gives that support, gives that foundation that makes the feminine feel safe, feel wanted, and allows the feminine to flourish more and love the male more. And then when the male partner feels loved and feels that softness, he becomes stronger in providing that shelter again so that the feminine can go further deeper into her feminine nature and feel safe in her feminine nature and come and that's how they come together in that union, and they come together in supporting and loving and enhancing each other. And it's a very natural thing for all of us. There's nothing unnatural about it. But at the same time, something so natural, but it can seem so elusive. Some of us have it, but we don't know how to appreciate it. Some of us don't have it. We crave for it. Some of us have it, but it's not in the way we understand it. And some of us want to give love, but the other person is not in a position to accept our love. And, there are so many small mishaps that keep happening every single day in love, and big mishaps and small mishaps, that it just seems so elusive. And if you look at it, it's such a strong, powerful feeling and a strong, powerful relationship that most of the movies are made on this. Most of the popular culture rests on this. Most of the popular love songs are all about that pain, all about that grief of being betrayed or being brokenhearted or of not having that love. And that distance is where there's a lot of pain. And that's when, people experience the most, whether there's a void of love, that's when you experience it the most. And it's such a powerful force in the world that this love can literally move mountains, that then this love can move, like, somebody feeling loved and sheltered and supported, uh, or encouraged, can literally move mountains. So it's a very natural feeling, and that's why I decided that I'll do this 4-day live as a part of my pre Black Friday promotions. I don't want to get into the Black Friday weeks, because I know everyone's going to be too busy buying their televisions and buying their laptops and computers. So I thought that I could do a pre Black Friday promotion right now for various programs that I have around the theme of love and around the theme of lasting relationships. So, for those of you who haven't registered, you have the link over there to register for this 4-day live, so that you get the updates, you get the replays, you get the worksheets for each day, and you get the offers too. And this creating the lasting love of your dreams, over 4 days, what I'm going to teach you is, the first day is what we're going to do today, is that create the love you deserve, manifest the love you deserve. And along with that, there is a promotion of a course that I'm opening up for you all today with special bonuses. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about break free from relationship karma, because a lot of us are stuck in certain patterns because of which we are unable to experience that love or unable to attract that love. And we're going to work on that tomorrow. That's what we're going to do. Then on Thursday, uh, we're going to talk about marriage secrets, or partnership secrets. Like, some of us may be coupled and some of us may be in marriage. But what are the secrets to have a beautiful and a happy and a fulfilling marriage? So that's what we're going to talk about on Thursday. And on Friday, we're going to address, for those people who are in extremely difficult and toxic relationships, or who have just come out of those toxic and negative relationships, and is there a possibility for them to find love again? Because, once bitten, twice shy. If they've suffered so badly, they are not sure if they'll be ever able to be trust somebody or love somebody, and or even trust themselves in looking for the right person. So that's what we're going to do over the next 4 days. I'm very excited to be here with all of you. I think, from all the work that I do, all the coaching work that I do, what really energizes me is to be like this with all of you, doing these lives and serving you all in finding those beautiful gems in your life. I think, like a week and a half ago, I was talking about wealth manifestation. I did 3 lives on that around Diwali time, and here I am with you all again. I get a chance to be with you all again, and I don't want to miss these chances. And we're going to talk about create the lasting love of your dreams. So let's talk about today's topic. Today is day one, and let's talk about. I'm going to share with you three three important uh, tips, or three important things to consider as you are entering this 4-day live journey on creating the love of your life. We're going to talk about those three important tips today, and then we're going to also talk about what are some stories. I'm going to share some stories, some real life stories with my students and clients, of course, with their permission. And we're going to talk about what are some of the steps that you need to take. We're going to do one action item. I'm going to share the special Black Friday offer with all of you for today, and then I'm going to also do a very special tip, an everyday tip that you can practice. Yes, so we're going to talk about all of these things today, so stay tuned, and let's start going. And as you all know, I love having slides, because when things keep moving, you stay still, and when things become still, you start moving. So slides are good when you have more visuals happening over here. So let's see if I'm ready with my slides. Yes, I am. So this is, and let me know if you like this new format that I'm using these days with, like a half and half slide system, which is I think it's easier for you to read and to see me and for me to see everything. So manifest true love in your life. Are you ready? Are you ready to start here today? Are you ready to manifest that true love in your life? And here we go. So let's talk about law of attraction first. Yes, so many of us think that I have been doing these manifestations, I have been talking about, I have been working so hard and trying to figure out, and I'm doing these affirmations and I'm doing these visualizations and everything, but that love is missing in my marriage, or I'm not able to attract partners, or I'm trying to look to get married and I'm trying to search for partners and prospects, and I'm not getting the right people. I'm also doing the rituals, that a lot of people pray to Lord Shiva, pray to Goddess Parvati to get, the right spouse, because, they bless you with that. And you're like, why is it not happening? Why am I so still struggling? Or why am I, why is it that, my marriage looks good, but then, I just feel so lonely, so empty, and so loved, and all of that inside, right? That's a struggle that I hear a lot from a lot of different people coming to me, and I just want to introduce you to some law of attraction principles around at relationships, right? Now, when you are feeling whole and complete with that within yourself, that's the irony. And you'll be like, when I'm feeling whole and complete in myself, why would I need someone? No, you still need someone. But when you feel complete in yourself, you attract alive and complete people. But when you feel a sense of lack, you feel like, I have no love in my life. Oh no, how will I survive? Oh no, I'm alone all the time. Oh no, this is happening. Oh no, I have nobody to talk to. I have nobody to share with. And when you're feeling like that, you're going to attract more lack in your life. And that happens at an energetic, electromagnetic wave, law of attraction, quantum physics level. And that also happens at a psychological level. And we're going to talk about that. So stay with me, bear with me, guys. Right? So when you are feeling whole and complete, you attract somebody who is whole and complete. Yes. Or even if you're surrounded by people who are not whole and complete, but their lack of wholeness and completeness, it somehow you get saved from those situations. You don't have those encounters with them. Yes. But when you're needy, you attract somebody who is needy and who's here to exploit your neediness. So whatever you're feeling, you're gonna expand that, right? It's not what you're saying. It's not like, I want to manifest the right person and like whole, beautiful person and this and that and these are the different things that I want in my marriage. It doesn't work that way, right? Like you may say all that, but internally you're feeling needy. You're not complete. You're not feeling whole. You've abandoned yourself. You're not there for yourself. You don't love yourself. So when you don't love yourself, you attract somebody who doesn't love you. Yeah, that's what it is. That's how it works. Now, when you operate from lack, somebody love me, you get lack, right? And there's nobody to love you the way you want, right? Because you're like, I don't have anyone loving me. I need somebody to love me. So you get somebody. But again, that whole feeling of I don't have anyone loving me is what keeps manifesting. And that's what happens in law of attraction. Now, this happens psychologically also. And we will cover that in the next few slides. And you'll see how that works, right? Now, another thing that happens to people is one thing is you're not in the right mindset, you're not doing your manifestation right, you're not, and it's not about the manifestation right. Manifestation is not just about saying things, right? It's about internal. Who you are is what you're going to attract. It's not what you say is going to attract, right? Who you are, what you believe yourself, what you believe inside is what's going to come outside, right? um, Yatha pinde tatha brahmande, like what's inside is going to be is manifest outside too. Now, sometimes what happens to people is that the next thing I want to talk about today is that it's a general feeling of feeling unloved in life, completely feeling unloved in life. Now, how does that happen, right? Now, you may be in a nice relationship where everything looks beautiful, everything looks wonderful, there are no issues, but your partner does not love you the way you want them to, right? Say if you're coming back from work every day and you really like your partner to be at home, and then, like, so that it just gives you that grounding feeling, but then your partner's not at home, and then and you tell your partner, you make requests, you're vulnerable, like, I'd really like it if you can also be at home when I'm home. I feel good when you're around me. But somehow they don't get it. So you don't feel loved. And for you, it's like, oh, why can't this person be at home for me? And then, that's the grief you carry. Or you want your partner to be with you at certain events, at certain social events, but your partner is so busy and you end up attending all those social events that you're alone. And you feel very unloved and very unsupported and things like that, right? And there may not be any tension or argument or anything. It's just that the way you want to be loved, the way you feel loved is not what's happening. Say if you're sick, your partner's there with you, giving you the medicine, taking you to the doctor, getting your tests done and everything. But they don't know how to say those very soft, soothing, calming words to you. They're doing actions, but they don't have those words for you. Yes, and you're like, yeah, they're doing this, but I would really like them to caress my head, and I'd really like them to do this, right? So when all of these mismatches happen, and they happen everywhere in all relationships. Trust me, because I'm in this business. I'm in the business of helping people, coaching people, right? A lot of these mismatches happen everywhere, and because of which you start feeling unloved. Now, some of them may not show up when you need them, right? Or some may end up being with partners who are abusive, who are emotionally distant, who are selfish, and you wonder why you're stuck in that situation, why you're stuck with such a person. Why is it that in spite of all the love that you're showing to them, why is it that you're getting all this abuse in your life, right? So there's a lot of this feeling unloved that happens and that goes on. And sometimes another thing that happens is that we have a lot of love around us. We have truly loving partners around us, truly loving family around us, but we don't feel unloved. So what happens over there is that someone may really be appreciating you, really encouraging you, really wanting to help you grow and do everything, and they doing so much, but you don't feel that loved. In the sense that you don't, it's like you recognize their love, but you don't feel worthy of that love. So you still carry that feeling of, oh, I'm not worthy of being loved, I'm not worthy of being loved, I'm not worthy of being loved. Your entire focus is on that. You're not able to focus on, like, wow, what am I getting here? And then the partner becomes frustrated with you because you don't know how to receive that love because of years and years of conditioning. So these are some of the mismatches happen because of which we're not able to create the lasting love of our dreams. Law of attraction is not working really well. The feeling unloved that I've talked about, the loving styles are very different. Or even if there's a lot of love, we don't feel loved, we because we feel that we're not worthy of being loved, and therefore we're never able to connect with the love outside. We feel we're not worthy, so we're like, oh, no, no, that's not for me, that's for somebody else. No, they didn't really mean it when they said that. And that's what goes on. Now when you want to create the lasting love of your dreams, it's a successful partnership that you want to create. And a successful love and the lasting love of your dreams is possible when it is between two emotionally whole individuals, two people who are complete in themselves, who are emotionally independent. They're not needy, they're not operating from a place of lack. They're full, they're complete, and they choose to be dependent on each other. I'll say that again. You have two complete individuals who feel complete and solid in their own selves, who don't feel a lack, who don't feel that they're not lovable, who know how to take care of themselves, who know how to love themselves. They're emotionally independent. They know how to take care of themselves in the highs and the lows of the emotions. They are very self partnered. So you have two self partnered individuals who choose to come together and choose to be emotionally, physically, spiritually, they choose to take each other's shelter in this way because they know that one and one is 11. And they know that when they come together, they're both going to be enhanced, as I talked about in the beginning of this talk. Yes, about how the female and the male, when they come together and how they can enhance each other with the unique qualities that they have. Yes. Now, that is what a successful partnership is. And that is what creates lasting love between people. Yes. And that is when you are, and let's talk about this also, like when you are feeling complete and whole, is when you're going to attract somebody who is complete and whole. And let's look a little bit on that too. As I said, we're going to address the psychology of it as well. So when and how do you come to this whole complete and whole place is when you have a lot of self love. Self love is the key, right? So that's where you are honoring your needs, your emotions, your aspirations. You have compassion for yourself. You have forgiveness for all the mistakes you have done. You have a lot of strength in yourself. You know, you're confident in yourself. You know how to be there for yourself. You know how to soothe yourself. You know how to take care of yourself. Then you don't show up needy in a relationship. And another beautiful thing that happens is because you are all of these things that I just talked about, uh, the vampires, the energy vampires, or the ones who are not at your evolution level, they feel repelled from you naturally, psychologically. They don't feel attracted to you. Yes. So then they stay away because they know that you can't be abused. Now, what does self love do is that when you have self love, what does that mean? When you honor and respect yourself as an individual, then you naturally automatic boundaries form because you have self love, you automatically don't feel comfortable in situations where you're not treated right. So you don't end up with those people and you don't end up with those partners, right? Example, say if you are used to sitting in a very clean place, you're used to sitting in a very clean place, and you go to somebody's home, and their home is very dirty, and the vessels in which they've given you the food, their china and all of that is not clean. Yes. Would you be comfortable in that home for a very long time? Would you like to go again to them? No, because you have a standard of being in a clean place. Would you be upset with them? Would you be irritated with them? Would you be angry with them? Probably not. But you would know that, yes, I like to be in clean surroundings. Those people are not so clean, right? So what happens is because you've been honoring your need for cleanliness in your own space, and you take care of it and you have a certain standard around it, when you're exposed to something that's not like that, you're naturally not attracted to it. You naturally don't go there. Similarly, when you are used to being there for yourself, when you are confident in yourself, you can't get manipulated by somebody else who's going to try to manipulate you because you're not sure about yourself, right? So this is what happens is when you are loving to yourself, you automatically set boundaries. A lot of people ask me, oh, teach me how to set boundaries, teach me how to set boundaries, teach me how to set boundaries. And I'm like, I can't teach you how to set boundaries unless you know how to love yourself. So when you learn how to love yourself, you form automatic boundaries. You're automatically not attracted to people who treat you cheaply, who put you down, who abuse you, who use you, who misuse you, who exploit you. It's an automatic protection that happens. And and not the entire world is abusive, right? Like there may be some people who are just not evolved and they don't know how to talk, or they talk to you in a certain way and things like that. And you learn how to observe and you learn how to stay away, and they get the signal, right? Now, if somebody has seen you're a clean person in your own home, naturally when they invite you, they're going to make sure that, oh, this person really likes it clean. They don't like it when it's not clean, so let me make sure that all these arrangements are in place. So even if that's not their standard, they'll come up to your standard. Yes. And this is not about troubling people, this is not about high and low, but it's a natural byproduct of what happens when you love yourself. Yes. So are you with me so far? So far so good. Would love to hear in the chat how it's going on for you so far. So we've talked about the importance. We've done an introduction. We're doing this 4-day series. Today's the first day where we're talking about manifest the true love in your life. And the series topic is create the lasting love of your life, a love of your dreams. And it's a part of my pre-Black Friday promotions for some of these courses, these deep dive courses that would be helpful to you. Yes. So now what are some of the self-love tips? And I'm like, yeah, self-love is so important. And self-love is so, so key in attracting the right partners in your life. So what are some of the things that you can do? And some of the things that you can do is, let's start with just being aware of what my needs and feelings are. How many of us even know what our needs are? How many of us know even what our feelings are? Like, I just put out a post, like a text post on Facebook and LinkedIn recently, that the more aware you are of your pain and how well you can articulate it to yourself, the faster you'll find a solution to get out of it. But how many of us can even articulate how we are feeling? How many of us can really articulate what I want? Yes. And we may think, yeah, yeah, I'm articulating what I want. No, there's many layers below that is what you truly want. You're articulating something else, right? Example, you say your partner is not there when you're coming back home every day and you'd like the partner to be there, right? And then you're like, why are you never at home? Why can't you be at home when I've asked you so many times and things like that? You think you're articulating your need. No, but what your real need is that your real need is not that they should follow rules and they should be at home when you're at home. That's like a superficial thing that you're talking about. Your real need is that my need is that I really want to feel connected with you. And when you're not around, I feel disconnected and I feel a little disoriented at home. And I would really love it if you're there at home, because I really want to connect with you and be with you and spend some good time with you. And would you be willing to do that? Is it would you make a request to them? Yes, so you see how we're so disconnected from our needs also. So some tips to practice self-love is being aware with, the deep down needs that we have, and connect with how I'm feeling. You're not angry that your partner's not at home. That's like a much, there's so many feelings below before that happen before you get angry. Yes, what's really happening inside of you is that um, you're feeling lonely. Your need is a need for companionship, and when that need is not satisfied, you're feeling a little sad. Yes, but you're not communicating that, you're communicating something else. So even forget what you're communicating to your partner. How aware are you with what you need? And when you're aware with what you need and you're aware with what you feel, that's when you can take care of yourself, and that's an act of self-love. And then self-compassion and forgiveness. How forgiving are you to your own self? How much compassion do you have for your own mistakes or for the life that you've led? Because the more compassion and forgiveness you have for your own self, like, the way you treat yourself is how you're going to treat other people, right? And the way you treat yourself is how other people are going to treat you. So it's all about how you're treating yourself. That's like the fountainhead of all this creating lasting love of your dreams, right? So when you can be compassionate and loving to yourself, when you can be forgiving to your own mistakes, then that's how you treat your partner. And then your partner wants to be around you. And that's the lasting love of your life that you create. Yes. Or if you're not compassionate, you're not forgiving to your own self, your partner makes a mistake, you treat them in the same way. And when you treat them in the same way, and you may think that, oh, I'm not so hard on them. Yeah, but you're still hard on them. And then they don't want to, they're like, "Ah, I don't want to be with this person that much. I'm not very comfortable around this person." And then that person goes away and you're like, no, but I love this person. No, but you're not so compassionate. You're not so loving. But again, when you're compassionate, you're forgiving to yourself. That's how you show up. So can you practice some of the self-compassion and self-forgiveness? And then self-care, facing your fears, setting healthy boundaries, having a roadmap for yourself. These are all uh, attributes of people who are self partnered and self loving. And these are some tips that you need to follow to create that lasting love. I did ask a few people to, I created a Facebook group for this event. People who registered got access to the Facebook group, and not everyone showed up. I got a lot of registrations, but not many people joined that group. But I was looking at some of the beautiful how vulnerable people were there and how they were sharing, what they're looking for. It was so beautiful and so nice. And this is the first time we got more men signing up for a program than we had women. So yeah, we all need love. Men need, that same nourishing and nurturing love as much as women need it. But let's start with ourselves first. So the first step in creating that lasting love of your own dreams is to learn how to love yourself. And like, loving yourself is not selfish, right? That's another fear that a lot of us have, that, oh, I'll become too selfish. No. um, Within selflessness, self-love is included. So when you nurture yourself and take care of yourself, you can take care of others really well. So act of selflessness includes loving yourself. Only then you can be selfless, because if you're empty, what are you going to give to other people? Yes, that's the whole oxygen in the airplane. Yes, put your mask on first and then put it on the other. So you can be selfless and you can help the other person when you yourself are fit. And for that, self love is needed in relationships. And there are many, now you're like, yeah, Namita, you told me all these things, aware of your needs and feelings, compassion, forgiveness. You're telling me all these fantastic words and everything. And yeah, I'm like all excited to do it. I really want to do this and I, want to focus on that. But I know what happens to you. You don't believe it. You don't believe that you are fully lovable the way you are, in spite of that failed exam that you had, or that email that went wrong, or that argument that you did, or in spite of the nose that you don't like very much, or your hair that just doesn't seem to be in place, or the paunch that you carry and everyone thinks you're either pregnant or you have a beer belly. Yeah, because of all of these different reasons, you don't feel loved, right? And you think you're not worthy of being loved. So I know you have a difficult time even believing it. The second thing is that you're like, yeah, I know all these things, but then, I'm not able to practice. And it doesn't happen, right? You can't remember it, you can't practice it. And then even when you're trying to practice it, there are so many other limiting beliefs inside of you. One of them is, I'm not worthy of being loved, right? I must be perfect in order to get love. Who am I to be loved? I'm not a special person. I haven't achieved anything. Or love is at a premium. It's only when I do 100 things for somebody is when I'm going to get love. So there are so many inside, there are so many limiting beliefs. And you can't just change, like, you can't just start acting in a certain way without addressing those limiting beliefs. So yeah, these things come inside of you. And it's hard to change because these mindsets that we have are not just from this lifetime. These mindsets that we have are from millions of lifetimes, millions and millions of lifetimes. So it becomes very hard for people to change. And then you also start fearing, oh, what will happen if I start prioritizing myself? What would my partner think? Would my partner think I'm being selfish? Would it make them upset? Would it make them do this? Would it make them do that? Oh, people will think that I'm special. I'll be in the spotlight and everyone will start talking about me and everyone will start commenting on me. No, 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 I don't want that. Let me just stay in the background and like let me just continue. No, I don't want to disturb the apple cart. But the good thing is, but the irony is that when you start showing up self love and self partner, people actually stop commenting on you. But when you don't, that's when you get a lot of comments and big bats. But and then like, oh, will I be selfish? Will I be selfish? It's such a selfish thing. No, 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 no. I can't do this. I'm a selfless person. So how can I just take care of myself and prioritize myself and my needs and feelings? Doesn't work that way. I need to just be as a servant to everyone else and serve everyone else and neglect myself. But then what happens to you? You feel disturbed, you feel hurt, you feel unloved. So many different emotions and everything goes on with you. So these are some limiting beliefs that come in your way. And therefore, I have a special offer for you as a part of my Black Friday promotion. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the special bonuses. Then we'll come back to our tips for today and we'll come back to a guided visualization on self love. Yes, practice, not guided visualization, but one practice tip that I'm going to do with all of you right now. Right. So I have a special bonus offer going on for all those people who are interested in this. And let me see, how do we do this? Here we go. Right. So I have a special, as I said, this is part of my Black Friday, pre-Black Friday. It's like odd and difficult to say sometimes. Part of my pre-Black Friday promotions that I have for all of you. And this is the 8-week self-love course. So it's a course, it's actually called as 8 weeks self-love masterclass, right? And it helps you unlock a journey to deeper self-worth, inner peace, and healthier relationships. Already talked about that. When you are taking care of yourself, you don't feel needy, you don't feel lack, you're happy in yourself, and happy people attract happy people. You're sure of yourself, you're confident about yourself, right? And you're fulfilled, and that's what's been missing right now so far. And when you develop these things, when you have a life of confidence and fulfillment, and you're smooth in relationships, when you're not confused, and you don't feel like you're losing yourself just by serving all the time, and then no matter what you do, you're not feeling enough, and when you kind of erase those things in your life, you're able to manifest some very beautiful relationships. So this is a self-love 8-week masterclass that we're talking about. And what you're going to learn is, how do you practice all of these things that I've talked about today? Like, how do you, with exercises for every week on practicing that self compassion in the right way, practicing that forgiveness to yourself in the right way, healing your heart from all the past hurts or past judgments that you've gone through. Yes, so you're going to learn how to do that. And when you do that, you're a much calmer person. You're more confident in yourself and you have a confident body. And you attract people who are like that too. And you learn how to honor your needs and feelings, learn how to take care of yourself, right? What are my needs and feelings? What are needs? What are feelings? And as I was explaining to you, it's not this, but there's a lot that's happening below that. Really connecting to yourself at that deeper root level and honoring and taking care of those needs and feelings. And when you do that, you're not needy and you're not waiting for people to do things for you. And even if they don't do it, you're fine because you know you're there for yourself. Yes. And then we have so many fears because of which we shrink. We don't do things, we don't show up, we don't express, we don't speak. And that comes in the way of creating the lasting love of your dreams. But when you're able to face your fears and set healthy boundaries with people, your relationships get much better, your love gets much better, because boundaries are not about keeping people away. Boundaries are about, hey, this is how I can have a relationship with you, right? This is how I can be with you, and this is how I can have a lasting relationship with you. You learn how to do that, and you start trusting yourself. Right now, you probably don't trust yourself in certain things, and certain things you do, certain things you don't do, etc. And I'm not saying you need all of this, but there are certain parts here and there that we all need, and it helps. And some of us may feel that we have developed this at this level. And I know a lot of people come to me and like as clients for one-on-one coaching, and my Self Mastery Academy group coaching, and the Heal Strong and the Lead with Ease. And then they come to me like, oh, I already do this. I already do this. I'm like, yeah, great. I'm very happy. I'm happy to learn from you. And then when they start going through the modules, when they start going through the exercises, they're like, oh, I completely missed all of this. And now when I'm doing this, I'm just feeling so centered, so settled, and so sure of myself, and so happy with my own company. Yes. So that's another thing, when you're happy with your own company, you're not needy. So you're not just taking anybody who's coming in front of you to have a relationship with them. You're happy with yourself. So you have a standard about who you want to associate with and who you want to let them enter in your life. And that's a good recipe to have a lasting relationship, because when you're needy, you let everybody enter and then they make a mess in your house, and then they disturb you, they say things to you and they go away. But when you have a standard and you're happy with your own company, you call the right people in. You don't call everybody in your sacred space. So you start trusting yourself and you cultivate self motivation, because self love is also about fulfilling your own aspirations, honoring that. So you learn how to do that. And as a part of our promotions, we have two bonuses that are there as pre Black Friday bonuses that are available till November 17th, Sunday, 10 a.m. PST, which is 11:30 p.m. 10 a.m. PST, which is 11:30 p.m. IST. So I invite you to join before that, because then you're going to get these bonuses. And one thing is a free ticket. So as a part of the 8-week program where you're going to get exercises for all of these things, that's there. But and access to a community also where you can post your questions and get coached and get answers, and weekly homeworks and weekly exercises, introspection exercises, where you probably spend 30 minutes in a week doing that. uh, Introspection, and that's going to bring some massive shifts in our life. Nobody has left the self-love course without loving themselves or being more and more self-partnered. Yes. So you get a bonus free ticket to a group coaching call with Namita, with me, which is worth $250. So you get a chance to ask your questions, get coached on your limiting beliefs and things like that in that group coaching session. And you also get a bonus self-love guided meditation worth $99, because it's one thing is to do the exercises, and it's another thing to know whether you're doing it right. So when you join the self-love program during this pre-Black Friday sale, you are going to get all of these wonderful bonuses. And this is available for a price of $99 for a week, for 8 weeks of access and 8 weeks of exercises and community support, and those two bonuses, which comes up to around $10-11 a week, which is um, probably in Indian rupees, it's about 1100 rupees a week because of the GST and everything. And that's you would pay a lot more for therapy and still not get answers. But here, I like to educate my students, because when you're educated in the foundational principles My job is to be redundant in your life. That's not the best business model to have. Usually coaches in my world like to have you coming every time, and not become healed and whole, and like keeping you dependent on me. But no, my success is that I become redundant in your life. And therefore, I like to create these courses and give you coaching to help you make that change in your life, so that you would get the knowledge and that inner transformation, so that you do come to me again, but not for the same thing. I develop trust with you and you come to me for other aspects of your life. So all of this is available for $99, 9,900 rupees, because in Indian terms, we have to add 18% GST. So the 9,900 includes that, and you can buy now. And you can buy now with USD. Those who are buying outside of India, those who are buying from India can do that for this beautiful investment, an act of self love for your greatest love story today. So that's what we're going to do. And let me stop sharing screen because I want to do some nice exercises with you too. So far, we've talked about creating that lasting love of your dreams, and we're going to talk about, like today, we talked about how can you manifest that true love in your life. Then we're going to talk about, on other days, we're going to talk about, tomorrow, we're going to talk about to break free from relationship karma, right? You may be like doing all the self love you want, but you have, some pretty bad, big, heavy relationship karma. And that's what's blocking that love from, happening and manifesting in your life. So how can you heal that? How can you break free from that is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, and open up the promotion, the Black Friday promotion from the Break Free from Relationship Karma course. And then on Thursday, we're going to talk about, which is Friday in India, we're going to talk about um, marriage secrets. Now, you may have the self love and you may have broken free from the relationship karma, but how do you approach marriage? How do you work it out with another person? How do you, what is that partnership? What are the core principles of that partnership? And what are those secrets over there that come from Vedic wisdom, Eastern wisdom, and Western psychology that can help you develop a fulfilling partnership? And the next is, after that, the last day we talk about those who haven't been able to attract the right people in their lives, or they've had some very difficult uh, relationships, or toxic relationships, or narcissistic relationships, and they're so scared to love again. They're so scared to open their hearts again. And is it possible for them to have a meaningful relationship at all? So, and how? What are the tips for that? So that's what we're going to do. And let's talk about one brief exercise. Just want to remind you that these are some of the things we talked about, and the three things that I talked about today are manifestation, law of attraction in relationships. Then we talked about feeling unloved. Yes. And the other, I'm just going back to my slides, and we talked about how self-love is the key for creating that lasting love for your dreams. That's the foundation that we have over here. And all of this that I'm doing is a part of my promotions, my pre Black Friday promotions for all these different relationship courses that I have, courses and coaching that you get access to as a part of these special promotions. So stay tuned and take action for the right course at the, for the wherever you are in your time in life, right? So now we're going to do a little bit of an exercise, because a lot of information does not give transformation, and I'd like to do a little bit of exercise for you, and I want you to experience that, right? And I want you to also connect with, when you're doing that exercise, uh, what is how does that impact you, right? When you're doing that exercise, what are some of these emotions and feelings coming inside of you? And I have someone, Soul Talks, telling me you are one of them too. In your whole session, you take break and selling, selling, selling. And I'm really wondering what's wrong with that. This is announced as part of the promotions for the Black Friday offers. I am teaching concepts, I'm sharing wisdom with people, and those who've registered have also gotten quizzes and worksheets to help them, work on themselves. And I am promoting my courses again because it helps people go deeper in their self love journey, right? Because now you have support for the next 4 days. And then after that, a lot of times we end up making mistakes. We're not able to sustain our growth. We're not able to sustain that act of self love. We're not able to know how to do it. And that's where all the courses and the support come in. So I'm not sure what's wrong with that. Soul Talks And if you don't like that, I'm really sorry, but you can leave the room and go to other videos or other places where you find more value for yourself. Yes? So let's talk about now. And I've done so many different videos out there in acts of service, and this is my profession. And I like to work with those people and like to have those people on my shows who respect my profession. Yes? Thank you very much. Uh, so now let's get into this exercise, which is an act of self-love that I want you to do, along with those people who've registered for this 4 free day live session. You have received a quiz, a 10-question quiz that's going to help you determine your self-love quotient, and it's going to help you think the different areas in your life in which you are able to love yourself or not able to love yourself, and how are you showing up for yourself. Yes, so that's what's going to do. And this visualization that we're going to do, or rather it's a meditation or a deeper connection event with yourself, you're going to connect with how do you feel about loving yourself? How does that feel? And I want you to connect with that belief inside. Yes. So I'd like you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths in and a few deep breaths out. Please center yourself. Keep breathing deeply. Sit in a calm place and keep breathing deeply. Settle yourself. Focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And as you do that, I want you to say to yourself, you visualize yourself in front of you. Notice your hair, your skin, your eyes, the expression on your face, the clothes that you're wearing. Connect with what you're feeling and what you're noticing about yourself as you see yourself in front of you. And look at yourself, look into your own eyes, and say, I love you, followed by your name. So if I had to say it for myself, I'll look at myself and say, I love you, Namita. Now, when you do that, I want you to connect with how does that feel in your body? I want you to connect with how does that feel in your mind? Is it easy for you to say that? Is it hard? Is it awkward? Is your body going any tension? I want you to notice these signs. And let's do it one more time. Look at yourself in your eyes and say it one more time. I love you with your name. And connect again with the feelings, the thoughts, and the physical body signals that are coming to you. And I'd like you to remember and make note of all of those things, because that's going to give you an indication of how much love do you have for yourself and how much work is needed. Yes, bring your awareness back to the room and wiggle your toes. Take a few deep breaths, open your eyes, and come back here. So, quick summary of what we discussed today is that if you want to manifest the lasting love of your life, you want to operate from a very complete and whole place. Yes, and I talked about law of attraction. A lot of us don't feel that completeness. We feel unloved, or we feel frustrated in our love affairs, right? And a lot of that can be fixed by moving towards a more solid sense of self love. Because when we have that self love, we're not going to show up with lack. We're going to show up with a lot of confidence, and we are there for ourselves. So we're not needy. We have a higher standard. We have automatic boundaries, and our partner likes to be with us because we're whole and complete. Yes, nobody wants to be around a needy and demanding person. Everyone wants to be around a whole and complete person. So these are some of the things we talked about. I gave you some tips on how to follow self love in your life. And for those of you who want to go deeper, who understand the value of support and help, and who understand the value of a structured roadmap, coming from an expert who has helped many other people in their lives in their journey of self love and in partnering with themselves and coming home to themselves and creating that lasting love in their lives, then I invite you to join the Self Love 8 week masterclass that I have. And as a part of my Black Friday promotions, we have two bonuses that are available for you. One of them is a group coaching call, along with the 8 week masterclass access that you get for 8 weeks. You're also going to get a bonus group coaching call with me, and you're going to get a bonus self love guided meditation, a 22-minute long guided meditation that you can practice every day, and you can cultivate self love in your life. Just those bonuses are worth $350. And and the courses, the entire program that I'm giving to you, along with these bonuses, is for $99 or 9,900 rupees, which is about $11 a week or around 1,100 rupees a week, along with all of this support and all of this access. So, for those of you who understand the value of a structured roadmap and who understand the value of investing in themselves, can sign up for that program. We all have the link here. I have shared the links already in the chat. I'm just sharing it one more time. And for those of you who are interested in continuing over the next 3 days in my series of creating the lasting love for your life, of your dreams, and to get the worksheets for every single day, can sign up again at the link that I have shared here with all of you. And I'm just sharing it again. Where is it? Yes, for those of you who want those worksheets for every single day and who want to sign up and who want to get all of these special bonuses in their email, can sign up over here. So I look forward to serving you tomorrow. Please practice these exercises that I've talked about to start your self love journey. And I think it gets better with support. So then, for those of you who see the value in that, please sign up for the program. And I look forward to meeting you tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. PST, where I'll be talking about the relationship karma aspect of it. Because now you've got self love, but you're still bogged down by the relationship karma that you have, because of which you're not able to create the lasting love of your dreams. So, how can you work on that? Some tips on that, and a special Black Friday promotion for a related course on that. Yes. So, see you and bye bye.